Hi, I'm Grant Matterson. I'm here with Reuben from Horizon Mortgages, and he's going to answer a few important questions that buyers need to be aware of when they're considering getting finance and looking into property. So Reuben, what can you tell us about it?
Thanks, Brad. Look, at the moment, things have certainly changed a lot in the space of getting a loan in the last 3 to 6 months. There's been a lot of regulatory change. We've obviously got the Royal Commission going on now, so it's fair to say things are getting a lot tougher. So I think what people need to be aware of when they are wanting to get finance, some things they can do before they sit down with whether it be a lender or a mortgage broker, is to first of all look at your credit history. A lot of people are very surprised to find that they could have extremely good credit or conversely not so good credit. So it's very important that you do a credit check on yourself. Now, that's easily done by going to their websites like creditsmart.org.au. You can pay for them if you wish, where you get it automatically. Or there's also quite a few sites where it's free, but you have to wait 10 to 15 business days to get that. But that will give you a good idea of where your credit history is, and you're given a number. And a lot of the banks do look at that number to see if you're credit worthy. So that's an important thing to acknowledge. You need to know how your credit file sits. If you do find anything adverse, it's best to get onto it straight away, see if you can get it resolved. One of the biggest issues are from telco payments that someone may have been renting 5 years ago. They missed an old Optus bill, and it's on their credit file because they didn't know about it.
Something that's small.
Yeah, that's generally what it is. I would say 80 to 90% of the issues that I see are from things like that, like telco bills. If you do find something, make sure that the person doing your application is fully across it. So there are no nasty surprises, because there's nothing worse than when you put in an application and it gets knocked back because the lender said, oh look, there's this on their credit file. And the person goes, oh, I didn't realise that. Was that important to tell you? So be fully upfront about anything. So about everything, I should say. So that's one thing, get to know what your credit history is like. I guess other things to be aware of, living expenses. Now, this has now become a very big issue with all the lenders, once again because of all the regulatory issues that are going on. So what you need to know is what sort of expense do you have on a monthly basis. So most lenders now will want to get 3 to 6 months of your expenses through everyday savings accounts, debit cards, credit cards. So if you know you're someone that's a bit of a spendthrift, before you do your application, start getting everything in order. Start reducing expenses if you can, if you know that you're spending money just nilly-willy all over the place. So you need to get that in-house.
Is it true what I hear, that they even look at your level of Netflix?
They will go through everything. There are some lenders that will go through, I kid you not, with a ruler at all your expenses, and they'll pick up on anything.
Okay.
And if it's not declared, if liabilities aren't declared, so you also need to know about your assets and your liabilities. It could be as simple as a Go MasterCard that has, with Harvey Norman with a limit of $3,000 that you last time you used was 2 years ago. If you don't declare that, because you have to declare all your limits on your credit cards,
Sure.
that can come up, and you'll field a phone call from an assessor going, why is it this wasn't declared? So you need to know what your living expenses are. You need to know what your liabilities and your assets are. So all of that will be captured in forms that will be given to you by the mortgage broker or the lender, who you decide to go and see. So that's fairly important. Obviously, you want to know what your income level is. Some people aren't too sure if, you'd be surprised how many people aren't too sure how the income stream works, what is the overtime, how much do I get in bonus. So just having a very good understanding of what your income stream is. Also, you'll find that every now and then you'll have people that don't have really realistic, what's the best way of putting it, expectations on the property of a house. So
Sure.
If you know that you're able to borrow $900,000, there's no point thinking, oh, okay, well, I'm going to buy a 4-bedroom house on the northern beaches. So do be realistic about what is it you're going to be able to go after as well. So that's important, because quite often you sort of have to have that discussion with people as to, well, have you looked on realestate.com? Do you see where the price level's at the moment? Another thing is, when you saving for your deposit, at least a 5% deposit, and most lenders have what they refer to as a genuine savings rule, where you have to show that you've had for at least 3 months 5% of the property purchase, the amount held in your name for at least 3 months.
Not a gift from a family member.
With the gift, as long as that gift has been held for 3 months, then
Okay.
some lenders will allow that. But if you're just
Okay.
given a gift of money, say, there's my 5%, no, that generally will not qualify.
Okay.
So ensuring that you do have at least 5% of the money saved and it's been sitting there for at least 3 months.
Thanks, Reuben. That was great information, and I'm sure that'll give anyone who's looking for finance a bit of an insight to what they need to consider. And I'll put Reuben's details down below this post, and feel free to contact him anytime with any questions. He'd love to hear from you. Okay, I'm
Great.
Grant Matterson at LJ Hook and Narrabeen.
Great. Thanks, Grant.